proszę o zajęcie miejsc. Szanowni Państwo,
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very glad that we can meet on the very important event, which is a ceremonial opening of the academic year at the Faculty of Automatic Electronics and Computer Science, and ceremonial immatriculation of students who undertook studies on all 6 specialties that are provided by the faculty. I welcome you cordially, who are gathered in all auditorias in our building in Katowice, and those who attend the ceremony with the remote transmission means. Please introduce the guests who are present in the auditorium. I welcome Rector Deputy for Science and Development, Professor Pawełczyk. I welcome Deans of Friendly Faculties, Professor Kinga Rodak, Dean of Material Engineering. I welcome cordially Professor Piotr Folenga, Dean of Faculty of Transportation, Avionic Transportation. I am very glad to welcome authorities of our faculty, Professor Dariusz Kania, Dean of our faculty, Dean Deputies, Professor Dariusz Bismore and Professor Dariusz Mrozek. I welcome cordially Professor Adam Popowicz, who will deliver a lecture, inauguration lecture. Ladies and gentlemen, I bend deeply to all professors who attend our ceremony in many please welcome them with warm applause, passionate and perfect teachers who will do their best to welcome, to greet you very well and to take care of you, to help you to reach next steps of your student's career. And I'm very happy to address you, dear candidates, to become a student. Please do not be afraid. I know that you all received approving decision of the recruitment board. No further verification is required. Your abilities are very high. You are very skilled young people, but full students' rights you will receive after your oath, which shall be very soon. I welcome you warmly in at our facilities, and we promise you to help you with all our abilities to make sure that you made a good choice becoming our students. And I would like to start the main part of our ceremony, starting from the speech of Rector Deputy, Professor Pawełczyk. Professor, please, floor is yours. Thank you. Dear Mr. Dean, Deans of Friendly Faculties, and all teachers, all professors, and dear candidates for students, but future students. You are starting your studies during the very specific period of time, very difficult for all of us. But anyway, the authorities of the university shall do their best to make your educations safe at first, but also you'll be able to acquire all necessary knowledge to become good engineers, to perform your jobs as it is scheduled in the in the agenda. Maybe it will be associated with some inconveniences due to the pandemic situation, but we shall be focused on perfecting of the self-teaching, because it's very valuable during such a difficult time. You are candidates for students, or actually the Silesian University of Technology, which is one of 10 universities that was granted the title of the research university. It is an exceptional opportunity for you, and now I encourage you, after you start your studies, to get familiar with the offers of and integrate with students who receive education on other faculties, and to join to project to integrated teaching, to be involved in research teams of students. We are a leading university in the country. We have more than 100 scientific teams, and it is important that you start the time and the environment. There's a special economic zone in Gliwice with many companies that offer you great opportunities for further jobs. It is why you should undertake very interesting topic of your studies. It is the opportunity to understand the content that is delivered to you by the teachers. But it does not mean that you must turn back to the conventional education, not to lose the chance that offers students' life-long education. It is very important that you invest your time and to finish your studies, being involved in the teaching process. You would like to get you involved in the scientific research. You will be able to collaborate with your mentors, with highlighted teachers. That is not only their duties, but the opportunities to transfer their knowledge. I would like to invite you to be involved in the research and scientific activities. Being students, you can be involved in the research. You can become co-author of very interesting publications, and here you can find a place for you. There is a series of student organizations at our university. I encourage you to be included into the students' life. We are a technical university, but we would like to be a very European university with appreciation of the European values. Silesian Technical University of Technology is a winner of the competition for European universities. It is the week when the European university shall be promoted. Month after month, you will learn more and more, and you will be able to be included into the process and to become students of a real European university. I encourage you to use your time in the best way and to develop your passions, your interest, to meet your friends and very good teachers. All the best. I wish you great successes in your education. And I'm very sorry I will have to leave you. I must be in 90 minutes in Krakow at the inauguration ceremony of the Krakow University. Thank you and goodbye.
Bardzo dziękuję panu rektorowi
Thank
za
you,
to ciekawe i
Mr. Rector,
inspirujące
for very interesting and very inspiring speech.
Chciałabym teraz
I would like to
poprosić
ask
dekana Dariusza Mrozka o
Dean
przybliżenie
Deputy,
państwu
Professor Dariusz
historii
Mrozek,
wydziału, jego
to
teraźniejszości
get you
oraz
familiar with the history of the
wydziałem,
faculty,
państwem i samym
its present life and its future prospects. Good morning, I welcome you. I welcome you very cordially on that very specific day for you, because you start your first academic year. For us, it's a very specific day because it's a new academic year. We always celebrate that date, and it is especially ceremonial for you because in a moment you will be included into the group of our students by the ceremonial oath. Being here at that place, I would like to congratulate you, your decision you took coming to us, coming to our faculty. Our university, as Mr. Rector mentioned, is a very specific university. I will tell you a few words in a minute. And obviously our faculty is also a faculty that really provide very high level of education, and those who graduate our faculty have very broad perspective to find very interesting jobs in the professions that have learned. And actually we have a team of very outstanding specialists who do their best to make you the best specialist. And before I will show opportunities offered by our faculty, I would like to emphasize that a student's life studying at our university not only have to be a very hard work and learning efforts you put into your future, but there can be a very interesting experience, a piece of your life that shall be remembered by you after many years, when you establish many friendships, contacts that shall remain in your memories for years. But step by step, I will start from the history. Silesian Technical University is the oldest technical university in the region, with appreciated recognition, closely interconnected with the industry, offers innovative solutions for industry, modify that industry, responds to its needs. And it is one of the largest universities in the country. It was set up in May 1945, when the Second World War was just about to end, or right after the Second World War. The first academic year was start. It was made up of 4 faculties with nearly 2,500 students. Now, more students are taught at one faculty, not to say about the university. Now we have nearly 20,000 students and 50 specialties offered by only the university, and more than 200 specialties covering the full scope of engineering activities, and this scope of specialties continues extended, responding to the need of the market, to needs of the entrepreneurs and technical trends. And we would try to implement these trends into our programs. And Mr. Rector mentioned it, our university was included into the very noble team of 10 universities in Poland. Strolling the campus of our university, you will see the logo, which is seen, the initiative of perfectness and the research university. That logo means a lot. It shows that our universities actually conducts very appreciated research studies, and they are appreciated worldwide. But the logo also motivates us to be better and better. What is important for you, and what's mentioned by Mr. Rector, that we, as teachers and scientists, do our best to include you into the research projects. It is also transformed to the teaching process that is getting still better and better. Our university is very good, and it is a fact. It is confirmed by many awards and appreciation we receive every year as an organizations. Also, individual students are granted by many awards. We take the fourth place in the ranking of engineering studies, fifth place according to the Rzeczpospolita ranking for many key managers. These are the awards granted to the university as an organization, and our perfect students are also awarded by many prizes. For instance, a student Nobel for our student from the applied mathematics, and the first place of a team of the hackathon competition organized by IBM company and the Warsaw University for prediction for expansion of the coronavirus epidemic by means of artificial intelligence. They went there and took the first place among all teams sent by many organizations. It is also a confirmation that it is a good faculty, and our students win a lot of awards, discovering their passions, their areas of interest. They would like to be dedicated, would like to focus on, and would like to continue after they graduate our university. I hope you could see, you could observe, we have a very nice academic campus, our students' village. It is mainly in Gliwice. It is concentrated around the Kłodnica River. It is the campus that is made up of faculty buildings, students' hostels. You have a dozen, center of students' culture, Mrowisko, that takes care about the cultural life of students, sport infrastructure that enables us many physical activities on many playgrounds, tennis courts, students' polyclinics, students' canteens. Everything is in one place. Our faculty is one of the 13 faculties that are at the university. Most of faculties are concentrated on the campus, but we have branches in Katowice, in Zabrze, in Rybnik. We have also our representatives in other towns, and we also provide education in other towns, which is also very important for us. With respect to our faculty, Faculty of Automation, Electronics and Computer Science, it wasn't the first faculties of the university. It was established only in 1964, but what is worth of mentioning, it was the first faculty of automation in Poland. Nowadays, as a result of its continuous development, we have also electronics and computer science in the name, but the faculty is rated among the largest faculties at the university. The teaching process, the research and scientific studies are carried out by several hundred of student teachers, and we teach nearly 3,500 students. So it is a very lively faculty during the entire academic year, and I hope the pandemic conditions shall not restrict the opportunities for face-to-face meeting. During normal condition, there are a lot of people at the faculty. I think you know the direction of education. We have the direction that are included into the name of our faculty. It is Automation and Robotics, Electronics and Computer Science, Informatics. Here we are very proud of our faculties. But we have also the direction that were established several years ago, teleinformatics, biotechnologies. We have studies that are delivered in English. It is called informatics, which is computer science in English, and the direction is called interdisciplinary studies, automatic control and informatic and electronic engineering. These are engineering students, take 3.5 years, and then most of students decide to continue their education, subsequent 3 semesters to become Master of Sciences, and I encourage you to stay with us for longer to become Master of Science. And the quality of education we offer won't be possible without very good laboratory facilities. We have lecture halls, as the one you are here, and many other auditories you are now at other faculties. These auditories are perfectly equipped for presentations, for delivering lectures. We have also computer auditories, and we have very specialized laboratories for virtual flying, which is a well-equipped laboratory, and other electronic laboratories, biotechnologies. We have computer clusters that enable us to perform very extensive calculation, long-term computations. Everything is in our building of our faculty, and I guarantee you that the teaching level is very high. The activities that are delivered in conventional way as lectures, laboratories, seminars, and individual projects. And exercises. These are conventional form of teaching that have been provided for years within the scope of student education, but we also provide project-based learning education. It is a teaching by providing by involvement in projects where few students are gathered to resolve a specific problem during one term, and frequently it is an interdisciplinary team, including students from many faculties, many directions, and it's a form of education very focused on the goal they want to achieve. With the use of tools and technologies and instruments, you are getting familiar during the studies, or you must know to resolve the problem. It is the content-related fact of education, but there are also other factors interconnected with the PBL projects. They also enable to acquire some soft competences to learn how to work in a team, how to combine information from many sources, how to take decisions and take responsibility for them, how to plan your time and collaborate with other people within the time framework, to manage the time and to keep the deadlines, because all members of the projects wait until individuals perform their jobs. It is very important in the context of your future work. Our potential as a faculty was perceived by many companies of high-tech companies. For them, we are suppliers of a kind of intellectual potential and you are also the potential, and you will feed the industry in future. And the collaboration of a faculty with these companies is carried out in many ways, on many platforms. That can be common projects where our scientists are involved. These are research and development projects, and many companies also comes to us, to our faculty, with the apprenticeship offer for students, or with the offers of scholarships for the best students, or scholarships for the most interesting engineering diplomas or Master of Science diplomas. And students eagerly take part in such such competitions. Obviously, it must be mentioned here that collaboration with companies, collaboration of students with these companies is associated with the opportunity to start a professional career. Even during the studies, our students start their regular jobs at companies, acquiring experience and competences. It is very useful for their future careers, and on the other hand, it helps them to earn some money, to be independent in their students' life. It is also very worthwhile. Another platform where the collaboration is implemented, these are companies-owned laboratories that have been opened at the faculty from AEiI, from Bombardier, equipped with very special equipment, and students can learn how to carry out research studies on the equipment, and it's also very worthwhile because it is the equipment, as I said, very specialized, and it's typical for a specific application area. Our students' life is not only work and learning, as I said at the beginning. It is also a students' cultural life that is where the Cultural Center Mrowisko is dedicated with many events, spectacles, discos, cabaret show. I also encourage you to be involved in our students' life. If someone of you is sport addicted, we have more than 30 sport disciplines, some sport halls, ice skating facilities. You will be able to use it. Our faculty and the university collaborate with foreign universities, mostly in Europe. We have a program of student exchange within the Erasmus program. A dozen or several dozen students can travel for such foreign studies to other universities for 1 or 2 terms. It opens many perspectives. It shows you how the education process looks like at other universities, and it shows also the world. Traveling is education, and you can get interesting experience. The one of most important cultural events are juvenalia that have been organized continuously starting from 1974 with concert, field events, games that are very pleasant for students. These are several days of very interesting days for students. It is very difficult to organize during the pandemic time, but during the 2 passing years, the juvenalia were organized online, and then could enjoy very well I hope that in short time we shall be able to get back to normal pre-pandemic life, and these events shall be organized in very conventional way. Mr. Rector mentioned about students' research teams. Yes, being students of our faculties or of the university, you can extend, you can develop your talent, your passions by participation in many research teams, depending on your interest. We have more than 100 teams. At our faculty we have 24, a lot, and every one of you can find something interesting for them. Members of these research teams build vehicles, for instance, electric bullets, flying drones, Mars vehicles, and then take part in many contests, winning many awards. Here, Salesian Green Power students team builds electric vehicles, and every year then is on Silverstone racing track that is also known for Formula 1 races, and take a leading position, first, second, fourth, depending on the year, but they are always in the among winners. High flyers build flying unmanned vehicles, and they won a leading position at many contests, including also the first place. So we have a lot of to boast, and I encourage you, according to your interest, also join the teams. To the end, I welcome you to our faculty. I hope that the time you will spend studying at our university, you will remember very well, and you will have very good memories. Please remember, it's not only learning, but academic life also includes very interesting meetings, experiences. Here you can develop your interest, your skills, and to graduate with the being certain that you will find a very interesting job. Thank you for your attention. Thank you, Mr. Jim, for a very interesting speech. I'm sure that our guests are ensured that made a good choice and they are at a good place. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment arrived, the moment that is awaited by you. We shall start the most important moment of the ceremony. It is the students' oath. Please stand up. And I am asking students to repeat the words of the oath. Being aware of dignity and obligation of the students, I ceremonial the oath. To acquire knowledge and skills in the spirit of truth, freedom and responsibility. Demonstrate respect to other person with observance of rules of justice and tolerance. Observe rules of social life and academic regulations. Keep good name of Salesian University of Technology.
Bardzo Państwu studentom gratuluję.
I congratulate all students. I declare that you are included into the academic society. Please take your seats,
Ponieważ wysłuchamy
because we shall listen to the first lecture in your student's career. I would like to offer our guests to take places in the first row. I think it will be more convenient for you. And our honorable lecturer, I invite to deliver the lecture. I welcome you cordially. I welcome the team of academic teachers, representatives here in that auditorium and other auditoria. I welcome you as students of the first year, freshmen, who decided to choose our faculty for your education for your further years. The first lecture, I would like to tell a few words about implementation of automatic and electronic and computer science for space technologies. It is only a short presentation, but these applications are combined with our research studies and that have been conducted for 10 years. It be a bit of astronomy, it is science about stars on the sky, so these are visible when it's dark, so we can switch off the lights, and now it's perfect. So let's come to the first slide. Once again, I congratulate you as students. You have chosen the direction that are with great prospect in future. My experience and the experience of colleagues that guarantees to get very interesting, well-paid jobs, and I wish you to combine your professional passions and professional career. There are a lot of areas. These are grouped in the disciplines. You have a lot of options to choose, but only the practice, application of all these areas for human prospect, for safety, for achieving goals and extension of knowledge about the universum. It is the moment when our specialties are getting really valuable. And I would like to start of the mission of the first Polish scientific satellite, Bright, that has been conducted for 10 years, and for 10 years our faculty has been participating in these studies. I can say with pride that the solution worked out here contributed to the success of the mission. Although there were also a difficult moment. But let's start from the very beginning. The Bright mission is the mission of the three countries, Polish, Austria and Canada. Each country developed 2 nanosatellites. We have a constellation of 6 nanosatellites, very small, with the 20 centimeters dimension, and they are designed to observe the stars in the sky. We have a photo from Heveliusz, the second Polish satellite, that was launched on the Long March missile. That load was delivered to the space. The main objective is to observe stars at the level of thousands parts of their brightness. It is impossible from the Earth because of the atmosphere, also not from the space, because we are talking about very bright stars. So the mission is a breaking project. Let's go on. a very short timeline for the project. We started in 2013 when the first satellites were launched to the orbit, very low orbit, 600-800 kilometers, and after several months of commissioning, verification of all systems on the satellites, we started observation, routine observations, and in 2016 first technical publications were issued, first related to satellites and instruments, the second dedicated to data processing. Nowadays we have 2021, and these satellites were scheduled for 5 years, starting from 2016, but anyway 3 of 6 are still in operation, and we acquired more than 200 scientific publications based on data that have been acquired by satellites and then processed by astronomers, and that arrow shows that we are still keep working, although the satellites were intended to be damaged. There's no success without troubles. Right after launching the satellites, it turned out that the images are disturbed, interfered. It was impossible to measure the star parameters right at the orbit. It was intended that the data shall be processed on the orbit. It had to be changed. Damage to the matrices, to the sensors that look at the at star trackers that keep stabilization of the satellites also were damaged, and these satellites were uncontrolled from time to time. We have to cope with it. Also, the impact of temperature affected was important, and the temperature drift led to various offsets on models and in images. We were invited to the mission because we were deeply involved in CCD matrices, and for 2 years we developed algorithms that could restore the possibility to observe with very high accuracy of 1000 millimeter, and the capacities of the satellites were restored. And our solutions, compared to Austrian and Canadian, proved to be the most efficient. After 2 or 3 years, these CCD matrices were highly damaged. We offered new method of imaging. We were moving the satellites left or right, and from differential images we could get some information, and we renewed the mission. We still be able to collect information, although the images were for nothing. And we have problems with the stabilities. We have to arrange satellites in a specific way to enable imaging. It has not been written here, but we also, as a faculty, were involved in designing of shields for satellites, for HAVELU satellite, and the HAVELU satellite is 4 times less damaged than other satellites and provides the best data. And a short glance how the data image processing looks like. These are very small sections around the stars. We take photos, and you can see that the noise level is very high. But these pictures are not very bad. Sometimes we have pictures that nothing is visible because of noise. The first objective is to find bright areas. It is carried out step by step, seeking for column offset, for longitudinal stripes, then interpolation, so elimination of noise, and then the the processes are authorized many times, and as an effect we get image of stars which you can see on photos. Such photos are then classified to the right ones and to be used for measurement of brightness and effective, where there are many patches, and localization where stars disappear. It is a fantastic moment for distribution of noise. Then we get very tiny algorithm, very sophisticated algorithm to move to 1,000% of accuracy. We also eliminate irregularities of sensitivity because these areas vary in sensitivity, but we had to cope with them. Although also uniformization of the we would like to cover the star with a mask and to measure all radiation received by the sensor. It is the last slide related to the BRIGHT mission. The data are still delivered to our faculty, and they are converted to numbers. They are then transmitted to Austria, Canada. These satellites are still in use, and they provide a lot of interesting information. We have a very good benefit. The second topic I would like to address is high definition imaging in astronomy. High definition imaging uses all benefits of automation electronics with a very new, very fast detector, very fast algorithm. So it is IT, possibilities, capacities of FPGA and graphic cards. Many our specializations find application in that area. Let's move to the next slide. And what is the high definition imaging? High resolution imaging. The imaging refers to the images taken from the Earth. The largest telescope we have on the orbit, it is 2.5 meter. They are free of problems related to degradation of imaging, but there are only a few of them. So there are many telescopes on the Earth that can, with the mirrors of 10-11 meters diameter. But the atmosphere is a problem. Light that reaches us is disturbed in the atmosphere. It is like watching something through waving water, but the deterioration are even higher. And here we have get a spot pattern. It is the pattern that was achieved in Mexico, where I could work in 2016-18. And if we move stars one close to another, we shall lose information that there are two stars, we shall see only one. And the resolution can be magnified 100 times. We are not able to read information whether there's one star, two, or maybe three. When exposition is long to record a far galactic, we shall get a fuzzy image, but owing to technologies we are able to restore the correct image, to see arms, and with the use of our Earth-based telescopes. What are the telescope? The Lucky imaging, with the use of Lucky moment. It can be used by telescopes with a quite small diameter, 1 or 1.5 meters. For such imaging, owing to detectors that have become available from 2000 year with 100 frames per second, second, we are able to analyze moments where the moments were really steady, and these images were not disturbed. You can see 2 stars, not 1. Other images are not useful. When you expand the mirror, it is there's no chance to avoid disturbing of the wave front, and the spot image shall never show the content. So it is why we use a mathematic method, spot interferometry, that consists in acquisition of hundreds images, 100 spot. We perform multiplication, and it is the splitting information. You will have to deal at our faculty. It is not an optical image, it is a mathematical result of the operation that shows that there are 2 stars. It enables us to find out movements of these stars. We measure it year by year. It is a mathematical solution with the use of very fast detectors, and we have adaptation optics that uses all, both hardware and software solutions, to restore images. For the interferometry we can get information about stars, but if it's a fuzzy structure, the method of spot interferometry shall not work. We are not able to restore the image. Let's look like how it looks like. We send a laser radiation that ionizes the atmosphere to the height of 90 meters, and we create an artificial star. It is so bright that we can calibrate our measurement system. These stars is measured and the wavefront is measured. Owing to that measurement, we are able to control so-called deformable mirror that is arranged in the counter phase to the distribution of the wave and we reflect the wavefront. It returns not as a spot, it returns a single spot. Such an adaptating logic and it needs 100 frames per second during night, but the adaptation optic is used for imaging of atmosphere, stratosphere. These are kilohertz, 10 kilohertz operation per second, and our system must be sufficiently fast to it's everything. Computer science, automation must catch up, must be sufficiently speed, because during the daytime the atmosphere is unsteady. For these solutions we offer some our ideas developed at our faculty, and we contribute into the discipline. And the last area I would like to tell you is about the practical applications. A group of Silesian University observatories was established spontaneously. Me and our colleagues decided we shall develop our astronomical topic. We have our website where you can read about our opportunities, our capacities, and it is the most important because practice only allows us to identify problems, and we could implement some our solutions. And we shall start from a very small infrastructure. Obviously we are here, maybe you can identify our faculty building, and very nice image that was taken many years ago. What is going on? Here we are developing the software that enables us to control our observatories. All software is own developed. We never use external software because we encountered many problems, and no external soft was observed full automation. Here we also archivize huge amount of data. They are received by our servers and they are computed. And something that has been very important for 6 months, we developed software that enables planning observations for many projects, for astronomers, or for our experiments, for each of the observatorium locations. For instance, we have an example of a night with the deployment of facilities. We would like to maximize observation time during the night time, and it shows how the object move on the sky during the night. But the algorithms we developed are really fantastic, and they enable us to use the night time in 100%. From the infrastructure for our headquarters, let's move to the Silesia region. In Kamieniec we have an observatory. We have also other observatories. It is easiest to build, and the first observatory was set up at my private land. The first observatory that seems to be very easy for automation, but it took 2 years, from 2018 to 2020, to have the observatory fully automated. There were a lot of technical problems. I had to resolve some mechanical problems. That observatory is in operation every night. Last night we have very nice weather, so I took some observations. I will analyze what arrived. It has the mirror with the diameter of 30 centimeters. It's the first observatory that reached the full operation capacity. Then also we use another observatorium with the automatic telescope, which was an experimental one. We can very quickly change cameras because calibration needs time and nobody will change. But here we can allow ourselves. It is the observatory that is sponsored by the Polish Association of Astronomy Lovers, who are very positive to our work. And let's move 30 kilometers to the west, to the Strzelce-Opolskie town, and we set up a laboratory, an observatorium, a solar observatory at our friend's premises to observe the sun, the chromosphere. It is the instrument that show the Hall effect associated with hydrogen radiation, and the broadband observation. It is what you get if you put some filters. It is the observatory that has been being developed since April, and on our website you can find details of the observatory. We collaborate with the Wrocław University of Technology. They can help us to resolve some problems of astronomy, because you are not expert in astronomy, we are expert, but we are expert in automatics. The first application area was observation of sun. Astronomers use the information, and then collection of long-term data, and check whether artificial intelligence method can improve quality of images collected by the telescopes. Ladies and gentlemen, now a peel of our capacities is observation in Spain. not far from the Otiva town, here, not far from Malaga, where 80% of nights are cloudless. It is the advantage over the opportunities in Poland. The observatory that can be used owing to the cupola, to dome, and the observatory enables us the largest development and progress, because we can generate a huge amount of data that exceeds capacity of observatories in Poland. I do not know many universities in Poland that can boast with an observatory for constant collaboration. I know that the Torun University has the facilities, but I don't know other of them. So let's move to the review of the projects. We monitor transit of satellites. We verify whether they are valid, because in 2019 we shall start the mission to discover information about atmospheres of planets. The BRIGHT mission, I already spoke about it, but the TESS mission discovers new planets. We are in the follow-up that verify these discoveries, and we verify whether it is an actual planet, and verify gazes around the planets. We work within the World Astronomic Organization, where astronomers from the world address the request for observation. The HOIST mission, where we have been included for several years, and the project you would like to be involved. It is recording of gravitational waves, great events generated by that can generate gravitational wave and recorded by the LIGO interferometers. So, luckily we have reached the end. I thank you for your attention. I wish our students to spend years of educations here and combine them with very positive experience. And I wish our group to develop our activities owing to the support from the dean, authorities, and the university in the whole. Dear Professor, I can appreciate. I can say we are very sorry that you decided to finish the lecture. I know the time framework imposed the restriction, but I wish you continuation. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask Professor Kania, Dariusz Kania, Dean of our faculty, to address a speech to students. I am very glad to welcome you to the Faculty of Automatics, Electronics and Computer Science. You could listen to the first lecture, and in a moment you will start your regular teaching. Not all lectures shall be so spectacular, but for sure you won't be bored at our faculty. Human life is full of choices. Not far ago you had to face of one very important choice that shall contribute to your future in a great deal. Maybe you have doubts, you feel fear, anxiety. Maybe you ask a question: can I cope? Did I make a good choice? I must make you calm. You are at the perfect place. You will study a direction that guarantee very interesting work, very interesting jobs. You mustn't be bored being an automatic engineer, electronic engineer, or a computer science specialist. industry around us needs large groups of our graduates. I hope we shall be able to meet in normal way to learn a lot about each other and collaborate in a future way. You are facing one of the most beautiful period of your life. Use the time in the best way. It is associated with many choices, very important choices. Maybe in walls of our faculty you will meet your wife, your husband. Maybe you will establish lifelong friendships. I wish you a lot of happiness to be lucky in your choices. Reach the highest things, the greatest things. Do not be limited to what you must. Take opportunities what you can. I'm sure that among professors who will meet you, you will find a group of persons who will help you to become excellent engineers. And I also hope that you will also meet persons who will become authority, mentors for you, who will be a pattern to follow you, you'll be inspired by them to reach something which is unachievable, seems to be unachievable. I wish you a lot to be lucky in your choices and all the best. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jean, dear Professor. Ladies and gentlemen, we have exhausted the agenda of our ceremony. Once again, all the best to you from all of us. Please remember, you can address us, you can come to us with all your troubles. Usually during a non-pandemic time, you had a meeting with the self-governing organization of the students to explain what you can expect. Although unfortunately we had to quit the tradition, but you can get a lot of information on the faculty website, and you will be able to navigate in your new reality. Thank you for coming to that ceremony. Please stand up when the train shall be leaving the hall.